Hans Niemann's Case, the greatest cheater of all time in the chess history, or a big chess prodigy got attacked by big names in the chess world. In this video, I'm going to have a radical point on Hans Niemann's drama and what happened to him, and break down everything in this story to see clearly what happened. And I'm going to give you a point of view that most of you probably will not like it, but I have to say these things. First, we are going to check Hans Niemann's Twitter to see what happened in the past few days and to see what's going on. As you probably know, there is a big announcement. Hans is going to play against Dubov in 7th and 8th of March in Russia. 18 games of blitz chess, and loser must answer one question from the winner under a polygraph. Dubov said that he will play under these conditions, and he probably is going to ask Hans about his cheating and these things if he's going to beat Hans. And then there were many critical tweets about Hans playing in Airflood Moscow, and he tweeted like this: all the top American playing in St. Louis while I'm in Moscow, 3 years of no invitations in America, onwards I guess. And then there was a very strange game between Hans and Jan Nepomniachtchi in Airflood. Let's just go and see that game very quickly. This is the 7th round, I guess, and Jan is playing with the white. He's a half a point leading the tournament, and he's playing against Hans, and he plays the Spanish opening. And here, Hans, instead of playing the Berlin defense, Berlin wall, he plays a6, the main line. As you know, most players against Hans, after castle, they knight takes e4, d4, and knight d6. Instead of going for the main lines and trying to beat him, they took on e5, they take on e5, and they play these lines like Magnus, Hikaru. Many players played like this against Hans to just blacklist him and not to play against him. This is basically, black has to play for a draw in this line, and there is a move-by-move repetition in this position. And many players played like this against Hans. Hans, probably knowing this, he tried to play the main lines of Roy Lopez, and after bishop a4, knight f6, castle, bishop b7, we have this, I guess it's called, after d4, I guess this line floor system. I know it as Zaitsev system, maybe I'm wrong. There are so many good moves for white: knight d2, a4, trying to get advantage, but Nepo plays knight g5, and after rook f8, just repeating the position. After this game, Hans tweeted like this: as I just proposed on the commentary with the legendary Grandmaster Morozevich, huge respect for Alexander Morozevich, I'm a huge fan of him. I'm happy to offer Jan Nepomniachtchi 100k USD if he beats me in an over-the-board blitz match. 18 games, 3+2, anytime, anywhere. Happy to play right after Dubov. If he wins, 50k to him, 50k to charity. He risks nothing. Instead of trying to blacklist me, let's settle it on the chessboard. I'm sick and tired of people cowardly hiding behind baseless accusations. Nepo didn't reply to this tweet. And after that, Hans, after Nepo winning the Airflood Moscow, says congratulations to Nepo. Should I book my return, or are you ready to win the easiest 100k of your life? This is what happened in his Twitter. You can check his Twitter. So many fascinating things happening. And let's see what happened in one of recent Hans Niemann's games. I'm just going to have a very quick look at this game between him and Denis Lazavik, a very huge kid rising star in the chess world. He's magnificent, especially in online chess. Let's watch this game because this is very relevant to our topic. He plays this game against Lazavik before the round against Nepo. We have Rossolimo, one of the lines. He plays King's Indian attack formation in spirit of probably Bobby Fischer, his hero, and he basically risks a lot in this position because white has some weaknesses, especially on the queen side and this d3 pawn, but white has a lot of prospects on the king side, like here with h4, d4. We can see this is thematic play, and knight g5, Hans is better. If he's using engine, he will probably play knight h3 to f4, but he decides to sacrifice the knight nicely. g6, we have lots of ups and downs, a very interesting and fascinating chess battle. Sacrificing the rook, playing d5, trying to crash open the king, queen h5, trying to checkmate, queen f7. Very, very interesting stuff happening here. d takes c6 is winning for Hans, but he plays bishop g6 and he comes back. Now, Lazavik is better, and if he plays a5, very strange move, because probably protecting this square, but he just plays knight d7, queen f4, and everything is drawish. And here, under a lot of time pressure, of course, Hans has only 39 seconds, and Lazavik 9:52. He made a big blunder. He played quickly, queen e7, and he just missed this idea. If he takes back, there is queen b4, he's going to lose, so he cannot take back. So bishop f5, now white is risking nothing. He's not a piece down, he's a pawn up, and he has the attack, and he's just going to crash. Of course, he doesn't trade queens, and now we have opposite color bishops, and here black is checkmated. Okay, what happened for Hans Niemann? You can write your thoughts about him in the comments. Is he a cheater, or is he just a magnificent chess player? If you're going to break this story, there is very, very fundamental parts that we need to mention. First of all, Hans Niemann's character is not very likable for many person. He says some things which might seem like disrespect to other players, and he's some kind of arrogant, like Fischer, like many other sports players, and like many other athletes. This is the first point that you need to consider about Hans Niemann. The second point is online cheating, and chess cheating in general, and online cheating. There was cheating over the board chess, but not a huge concern. But after online chess becomes a very popular thing, many players tried to cheat online, and this was a very, very big issue for chess, threatening chess even in general. And many players, especially top players, were concerned about this, and in especially top chess tournaments, prize events, it was going on in chess.com Title Tuesday. There is a lot of things like by Kramnik saying there is many players cheating in Title Tuesday. So this is the second point that you need to consider. Online cheating was very, very annoying to many players. And third thing was this match between Magnus Carlsen and Hans Niemann in St. Louis 2021, I guess, that Magnus lost to Hans. As you know, Magnus lost to him, and then Dijon played in the next round. Hikaru on his stream, not directly, but actually directly accused Hans of cheating. He got lots of views that day, many views. Very strange, many guys coming to that stream, everybody's watching it, what happened? And then it becomes a very popular case, everybody's talking about it, everybody is going to say things about it. Some guy mentioning anal beads in one of the streams, and then Elon Musk is going to tweet about it, and it becomes a very popular thing in TV shows everywhere. Because of the anal beads and cheating, these two together makes this story spicy for everyone to talk about it. But what happened after that is that nothing proved after that. And it came to the point that Hikaru Nakamura says in his videos that Hans didn't cheated at that game against Magnus Carlsen. This is my viewpoint. And then, but if you remember those days, Hikaru was watching Hans Niemann's commentary and analyzing his games, and he was saying this is not 2700 analysis, and this was Hikaru's point of view back then. But now he says that he didn't cheated in that game or in St. Louis, but he says that Hans didn't admit it to the extent that he cheated. This is what also Magnus says. Magnus also in his recent podcast once again says that he doesn't trust in Hans, and there is something missing with Hans Niemann. He's basically not believing him. And after he beat him in Paris, he said that he was not to the level that many people thought. But what happened after St. Louis is that Hans Niemann got attacked very heavily in online. And it's very, very big problem in the recent world that something happens and everybody's going to attack somebody else. And Hans was only 19 years old, and this was a huge attack on him. Everybody's trying to say that he was cheated because Magnus said it, Hikaru said it, chess.com banned him in online games for no reasons. I mean, if he cheated over the board. Why do you going to, and there is nothing proved. Nothing has been proved, and they banned him of playing online. They didn't allow him to play in prize money events. And recently, he basically doesn't get any invitations, maybe because of some misconduct and misbehaviors by him in St. Louis tournaments. This is also the case, but he's not as receiving so many invitations also. And many people were just going by this scenario that he's cheated. And when you see others from, for example, reporters, everybody's going to say things about this, they just look what Hikaru said, what Magnus said, and other things, and they don't look carefully to this problem. I guess that Hans Niemann didn't cheated in that game, and he has not cheated in recent years. Maybe when he was young, when he was 16, 17, I don't know. Maybe he cheated more than he said. But I guess he's done with that and he's not cheating anymore. And he's playing very good chess. And most of these things is rising from this paranoia in chess. Many people are thinking that if they lose, they'll just lost because their opponent cheated. They cannot accept the pressure of a big loss against such a player. And for me, if someone is going to say, okay, at the first case, so many people thought that Hans is cheated, but now we have not finding any evidence after 2 or 3 years. And there are players that saying that he's cheated, blacklisting him without any evidence, with false accusations, baseless, as Hans himself said. And this is sad for me. I mean, we should progress on this topic, and when he plays very good in over-the-board blitz chess, how could he cheat on over-the-board blitz chess? He come to the main to the I guess top 8 in the World Blitz Chess Championship, and he was playing very good in these tournaments. And I don't know how these people accuse him of cheating anymore. We have evidence that he played very, very good games in over-the-board blitz games in World Blitz Chess Championship. He played very good in over-the-board classical games, rapid chess. In rapid chess, he beat Hikaru Nakamura, and he played very good games. I'm not saying that he's the best player in the world. Of course, Magnus Carlsen is the best player. We have very, very good players. But to say that Hans is still cheating or not believing him is a very strange statement for me. And as we know, we think that chess players are elegant people. They think in a rational way, but I don't see it in this way. So many people deciding to have enemies and they just keep like that. And this is sad for me because Hans got attacked so badly. And after that, there was no apologies for him. I don't like him personally. This is something else. But to attack him by every single top chess player, I mean, not all of them, but many of them are not playing against him. Russians are not playing against him. Hikaru, Magnus, other players also. And with baseless just accusations. This is what can I say. And he also said it in many of his videos that he was under a lot of pressure, and congratulations to him. I mean, I learned a very big lesson from him that despite all of this pressure, maybe 99% of people will not tolerate this kind of pressure, but he managed to do so, and he become even a better player, competing, and maybe sick of revenge. I don't know. As Anand says, if revenge motivates you, then go for it. Maybe Hans went for it. I mean, if you look at Bobby Fischer even, maybe he was not a very favorable kid to many top players at those moments. And he was making lots of dramas in the chess world at those days. But now we respect Bobby Fischer because of the chess he played and because of the personality that he had. But if we are going to just attack every single chess player that is going to play good against strong grandmasters, against in top tournaments, then this might destroy some people's life, some people's career. And these accusations, I guess, if you're going to accuse someone, you should have enough evidence for it, and if you should have enough proof for it. And if you don't, and if you accuse someone and then you realize that it was a mistake, then you should apologize for it. And I don't see it. Despite very good chess playing by these guys, I don't see that happening. And this is going on. Maybe it's because of money. Maybe these guys are just having profit by this. Just these dramas keep going, and videos giving more views, something like this. But I guess that's not a good reason. I don't know. What's your opinion on this? Please write it down in the comments below. I will be glad to see what you think about this, because this is a very, very important issue in the chess world. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was something that I wanted to share with you for a long time. And these recent events happen. I thought it's the best time for it. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And remember always to enjoy chess and life.